Hello students, I hope you are doing well. Let me introduce myself. I am Sankalp and I teach social science at Arihant Educare. And what do I teach in social science? I teach history and political science. Now if we take our entire SST portion or social syllabus portion, हमारा entirely SST कितने marks का आता है? For 80 marks. And out of 80 marks, how much history portion is completely considered? It is evaluated and marked for 20 marks. And political science कितने marks के लिए आता है? For 20 marks. So coming back to the point here. So how many marks do we have here? 20, 20, 40. So if we take history portion, so we have entirely 18 marks theory and हमारे पास 2 mark का map work है. So let us completely solve each and every question. Let us go to the most interesting part of our question paper, and that is by cracking the MCQ. If we have cracked the MCQ, we have cracked the most important part of our paper. अगर हमने अच्छे से टेक्स्ट बुक रीड किया, अगर हमने टेक्स्ट बुक अच्छे से प्रिपेयर किया, then my dear friends, you have cracked the paper. Let us move forward. Let us completely go to the first MCQ here. Which of the following revolutions is widely regarded as the earliest significant manifestation of modern nationalist sentiment? Let us look at the options here. A, the French Revolution. Let us go to option B, that is B, the Russian Revolution. Let us go to option C, that is the Glorious Revolution. And let us go to option D, the Revolution of 1848. Now, my dear students, the hint of cracking a question, the secret of a question lies in the question itself. तो यहाँ पे बच्चा हिंट क्या दिया है? Earliest is the hint. तो यहाँ पे earliest का मतलब क्या हो गया? Earliest totally means the first. So what did we study in our textbook? That it is none other than the French Revolution. If you remember our module 1, तो module 1 में हमने क्या पढ़ा? कि it is the French Revolution which is regarded as the first expression of nationalism. So undoubtedly, option A is the correct option. Let us go to our next option here. Let us go to our next question. What was the primary significance of adopting the new tricolor flag in place of the traditional royal standards during the early stage of French Revolution in 1789? There are two hints given here. One is traditional royal standard and two entirely new tricolor. That should sound a ring. If you know the answer, if you have read the textbook, let us recollect it out. When French Revolution was proclaimed, then it was entirely a concept of changing the social setup. नया कॉन्सेप्ट है. फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन में पावर पहले किसके पास था? पावर वाज देयर इन द हैंड्स ऑफ द फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड स्टेट. पर फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन ने क्या किया? इसको बदल दिया, और बदलने के बाद पावर किसके हाथों में ट्रांसफर हुआ? टू द थर्ड स्टेट. Now that was change one, that is the National Assembly. So when that was one change, so when the National Assembly came, they totally shook, or they totally changed the foundations of monarchy. That is the passage. Now let us solve the question. Let us totally see the other options in this light. Let us look at our option A. To symbolize allegiance to the nation and citizens, replacing loyalty to the monarchy. Let us go to option B. To assert French domination by claiming the superiority of their flag over others. Let us go to option C. To align with the interest of influential business elites of the period. And let us go to option D. That is to incite the public to initiate military conflict with neighboring countries like Holland and Switzerland in 1790. Now remember, I just told you, it is a new setup, it is a new concept. Can you guys recollect? Can you guys totally have a blink of it? Let us totally have a glimpse. तो जब फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन हुआ, सारी की सारी चीजें बदली, एंड वी टोटली सी न्यू फ्लैग वाज hoisted why? In order to completely give significance or priority to nation. फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन का पहला एम, पहले देश, it totally shook the monarchy. Hymns were composed, martyrs were commemorated, Paris was made the capital, regional French was preferred over the regional dialects. So A is a very strong possibility we have. So if we totally see option B, then option B has a flaw. And what is the flaw which we have here? The flaw is with the fact the French were concerned of organizing their house first. So B cannot be an option. Let us go to option C here, that is to the business elites. Now remember, the National Assembly totally consisted of all ranks of people. So business elites don't come into the frame. So C cannot come into the frame. And two, to spread the revolutionary wars. Remember, revolutionary wars came at a later stage. पहले revolution हुआ. Second, the martyrs were commemorated. And after Jacobins and all came to power, they expanded the concept of liberty, equality and fraternity. So if we evaluate, so which option we have totally left here? That is option A. So A is the correct option. I hope we are entirely clear. Now let us go to the next option here. Let us go to the next question here. Match the following significant figures from European history with their respective contributions or events. Consider the political, social and economic impact of their action. तो remember यहाँ पे match the following है. तो entirely match the following is a tricky question. But if you guys are with me here, if you are solving the question together, we can make this work a bit easy. Let us solve the question. Now remember, in order to clarify match the following, you need conceptual clarity. And once you are clear with the concept, you are completely a player in it. Now let us solve it out. Let us help us out. Now we have two columns here, column A, और हमारे पास दूसरा column है, and that is column B. Now column A किसके बारे में बताता है? About the people. And column B किसके बारे में बताता है? About the events. Let us entirely solve out. So column A totally speaks about the first name here, and that is Napoleon Bonaparte. Now we all know revolution happened first, and after revolution happened, it was the National Assembly which took power. फिर उसके बाद क्या हुआ? Guess करते ना. फिर उसके बाद entirely Jacobins came. फिर Jacobins के बाद कौन पावर में आया? Directory. And डायरेक्टरी को निकाल के पावर में कौन आया? नेपोलियन. तो remember there is a hint here, and hint क्या है? Post revolution. So 1789 के बाद आया ना? Yes. So what can be first possibility here? One is A. Let us match. I can be right also, I can be wrong also. If I am wrong, then do let me correct. If I am right, then let us enjoy together. Let's come to the second name here, that is Duke Metternich. Now remember, Napoleon when he came, तो उसने एक नया कॉन्सेप्ट शुरू किया था, and that is Napoleonic War. And Napoleonic War का मतलब क्या हुआ? Napoleonic War means that Napoleon totally set out. Napoleon totally expanded. Napoleon totally went to the other countries of Europe. That event in history is recorded as Napoleonic Wars. So Napoleon ने expand किया, फिर लास्ट में क्या हुआ? Battle of Waterloo में उसका he got defeated. And after he got defeated, all the people who wanted to get their power back, they met in a meeting. Can you recollect? बच्चा आप लोग recollect कर सकते हो कि कौन सा meeting हो सकता है? That is something, it should be some congress. किस चीज का कांग्रेस? Congress of Vienna. That's absolutely correct. So von Metternich completely presided over Congress of Vienna. But sir, who was von Metternich here? Conservative. And conservatives are the people who believed in CSMT, that is church, society, monarchy and tradition. So let us see, do we have an option here? So Duke Metternich, we have option D, 1A, 2D. Fair enough. Let us go to the new question. Let us go to the next option here. That is Louis XVI. Now this is a favorite name. Now Louis the 16th was the king of the Bourbon dynasty. Louis the 16th completely was the last king of France who was overthrown. So 3 is extremely easy. 3 is C. Now let's go to next name here, that is Karl Weckler. Now Karl Weckler was a person who gave his views on nation, and that is entirely 2 should be B. That is 4B. Now let us come to the last option here, that is Frankfurt Parliament. And Frankfurt Parliament किसके लिए बना? Frankfurt Parliament was created in order for the creation of a German nation. There were 2 strong German nations. One was Prussia and second was Austria. So Frankfurt Parliament was acting as a deal breaker. So 5 is E. So let us read the codes all together. 1A, 2D, 3C, 4B and 5E. These are the 4 codes which we totally have. Let us see the options here. Let us read option A. 1A, 2C, 3D, 4B, 5E. Possible? 1B, 2A, 3D, 4C, 5E. Let's go to next one here. 1A, 2D, 3C, 4B, 5E. Close, correct? Now let us go to next option here. 1A, 2D, 3C, 4B and 5E. See, this is the beauty of CBSE here. These are 2 options which are extremely close. So undoubtedly option C is the correct option here. Let us go to the next question. Let's go to question 4. Which of the following concepts most accurately embody the principles of liberal nationalism as it emerged in the 19th century? Let us go to option A. Prioritization of social equity and justice. Option B. Implementation of centrally planned economic system. Option C. Advocacy for individual freedoms and legal equality. And option D. Dominance of state-centric national identity. Now remember, liberals are the people. Now we are in module 2. Liberal, there were new type of ideas which were emerging. Can you guys recollect? And those who are recollecting, a bell should be ringing in their minds. So there were 2 type of peoples, and that were liberals and conservatives. There were 2 type of people, that was liberals and conservative. Now liberals were the people who totally believe in an idea called as liberty. Liberals were the people who totally believed in an idea called as liberty. And liberty का मतलब क्या हुआ? Liberty comes from the word liber, and liber means to free. That is, liberals believed in freedom. So can you tell me, can you guess, if liberals believed in freedom, will they completely agree for giving equality a first priority? मतलब बच्चा, हम एक एंटायरली प्रायोरिटी देते हैं. यहाँ पे लिबरल्स को अपना फ्रीडम बहुत प्यारा है. दे वैल्यू फ्रीडम देयर मोस्ट. दे वैल्यू फ्रीडम एज देयर कोर वैल्यू. लिबरल्स के लिए उनका फ्रीडम उनके लिए सब कुछ है. सो फ्रीडम कम्स फर्स्ट, इक्वालिटी कम्स सेकंड and justice comes third. So will they give priority to equality first? No. Let us go to the second option here. Implementation of a centrally planned economic system. The answer is completely wrong. Option is completely wrong. Why? Centrally planned economic system means socialist setup. Now last year in Russian Revolution में हमने Russian socialism पढ़ा, and in that entirely socialism is a system where everything is completely controlled in the hands of the government. So will they accept it? The answer is again no. Let us go to the third option here. Advocacy for individual freedom. It is completely matching with the description. And legal equality. Yes, it is matching it out. Let's go to the fourth one here. Dominance of state-centric national identity. State-centric matlab everything linked to the state. So for the benefit of France, if I need to throw you out, karo. Liberals will never accept to that. So here option C is the correct option. Why? Because liberals totally believe in freedom of an individual. Let us go to the next option here. Let us go to next question. Consider the key developments during 1848 revolutions led by liberals in Europe. Based on the following statements, identify the correct combination of assertions. Now we are having 4 statements and we need to pick the correct one. Let us read each and every statement. The monarch was forced to abdicate. Statement 2, proclamations for universal male suffrage were made. Statement 3, women were granted political rights. Demand for press freedom was raised. Now remember, liberals were the people who believed in freedom of the individuals. So these are the people who are believing in freedom of individual. Then there should be something opposite. और इसका opposite क्या है? Liberals opposed anything which was based on birth. So monarchy was a system where king completely ruled on the virtue of the power he got through birth. That is called as divine rights of king. So liberals were key opposed. Now let's come to the second statement here. Yes, the liberals completely stood for the voting rights of all. That is, one is a possibility, two is a possibility, but there is a criticism here. But liberals did not wanted everybody to gain power, everybody to come with voting rights. So here they did not stood for women's suffrage movement. They did not stood. So 3 cannot be a possibility. Let us go to option 4 here. Demands for press freedom was raised. मतलब इन्हें फ्री यानी इन्हें न्यूज़पेपर्स में इंटरेस्ट था. So yes, that is natural. So 1, 2 and 4. Let us see whether do we have options or not. Option A 1 and 4. Option B 1, 2 and 3. Option C 1 and 4. And option D 1, 2 and 4. Do we match our description here? Yes. So option D is completely the correct option. Let us move to the next question here. In 1834, Prussia and several German states established a customs union as Zollverein. Is it ringing the bell? Is it completely reminding something? Let us move forward. What was the primary motivation behind this formation? So, A, to eliminate state imposed barriers to the movement of goods and capital. B, to promote a standardized systems of weights and measures. C, to increase imports from landlocked Balkan regions. And D, to enhance relations with England and France. Now remember, at that time, after Napoleon's death, Europe completely experienced a new gush of ideas. So one such idea was of economic liberalism. And economic liberalism totally means that कि let the economy be free. जो economy entirely जिसके ऊपर restrictions लगा था उसको entirely free करो. And this was the economic idea of the liberals. So coming back to the point here, A completely seems a possibility. Zollverein, why was it launched? So that the unification can be easy. There can be a customs union. There can be uniform weight. There can be uniform measure. And there is similar tariff all across Europe. इसके लिए Zollverein को बिठाया गया. So if you look at all the options, option A is the correct option. Why? Because Zollverein wanted government to take back. एक concept है economics में called as large fair. And large fair का मतलब क्या हुआ? Let the economy be free. Let the economy have no restrictions. So option A is the correct option because it matches the principle here. I hope we are clear. Let us go to option. Let us go to question. Let us go to our next question. That is question 7. Now see, this is a master question because it totally has. It is a picture-based question. Now a picture-based question is the easiest to crack. Now let us totally read the question and see what is the theme. Based on the map depicting the spread of industrial revolution, based on the map depicting the spread of industrial revolution in Europe, assess the following statements and identify which one is false. Consider the chronological progress and uneven impact of industrialization. Now see, hint इधर मिला और क्वेश्चन ने क्या कहा कि यूरोप में एक बहुत बड़ा मूवमेंट हुआ. A very big movement happened. And what is that movement? Industrial revolution. And what is industrial revolution? Where progress happened, and where mode of production was changed from handloom to machines. That is industrial revolution. That change had totally come. When this change totally came in Europe, तो यहाँ पे the first country which completely became the workshop of the world, and that is England. And from England the movement totally spread to the other parts of world. तो यहाँ इंग्लैंड में इतना बड़ा चेंज आया. पहले इंडस्ट्रियल रेवोल्यूशन के पहले व्हाट वाज द सिचुएशन? एवरीथिंग वाज प्रोड्यूस्ड मैन्युअली. इट वाज अ हैंडमेड वर्क. But after industrial revolution, everything started to change. The world became mechanized in the world which we totally live. तो जब ये change आया तो हमने क्या देखा कि ये change started from England. So let us look at the option here. Option A, industrialization originated in England and during late 18th century spread to the other regions. Yes, the option holds true. And why? Because England was the birthplace of industrial revolution. Let us read option B. By late 19th century, nations in Eastern Europe had started experience industrial growth. That's correct. When industrialization came, it started from England, it went to France, Prussia, and to the other parts of Europe. It went to Eastern Europe. It went to Western Europe. हर एक part में industrialization जाने लगा. So option B holds true. Let us read option C. The benefits of industrialization were uniformly distributed across Europe, leading to significant regional parity. Remember, here comes the hint. And parity का मतलब equality. Now, how did this happen? Now, remember, when industrialization started, सभी regions अमीर नहीं हुए, सभी regions का development नहीं हुआ. Every region completely had started to run. Every nation started to develop itself, but it was a slow process. It was a slow and steady process, and it was not equal. So option C is a possibility. Let's go to option D. Western Europe was at the forefront of initial wave of industrialization, where most early factories were concentrated. Sir, what do we understand by the term Western concept? Yes, correct. The western part of Europe. अब यहाँ पे when factories entirely started, so they started to completely come here. Then later it spread to the various parts of Europe. So option D is also true. So here option C is false. And why is it completely false? Because remember, हर region एक साथ develop नहीं हुआ. So option C is the correct option. I hope we are completely clear with the MCQs which we solved today. Now I am giving you an assignment today to solve. There are particular questions to be solved here, and let us solve the questions. This is as a homework. So I hope we would be totally solving out this homework, these questions, and we would be getting back. Thank you.